Hi Aries, welcome to Taurus season, and let's get into your reading. Ooh, okay. First off the bat, Strength and the Two of Swords. Okay. So a situation that obviously requires strength. Possibly you're dealing with a Leo, the Strength card being a Leo. Someone who you are sort of at a crossroads with, unable to make a move on, or you are refusing to make a move on this person or individual by refusing to see the truth. It's going to take a lot of strength for you to remove whatever blinders you have around your eyes. To see the true nature of a situation of somebody. This could be work, it could be relationship. I feel like it's an authority figure in your life whom you have placed a lot of, oh great, something's in my eye. Oh, 1 minute. Sorry about that, I'm back. So a situation with somebody who I believe you held in really high regard, you gave a lot of power to. And now Taurus season, as per usual, is revealing certain truths about that person. And it's up to you to decide if you want to see those truths. This is an air sign. I feel as though they've been pretty obvious. It's almost as though they're trying to get you to see them for who they truly are. They've been very blunt about it. Maybe you haven't been wanting to see what's right in front of you and still engaging in and entertaining the illusions that you might have created. Nine of Pentacles, yes, another card of being stubborn. Five of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So with the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Cups, I see a very steadfast clinging to of the illusion, right? Yes, this card definitely is a card of independence, of abundance, of wishes being granted but I also read this card as being stubborn. This is somebody who is content with their 9 cups, doesn't really want to go out there and get the 10th, get that 10th cup of fulfillment, and is pretty, this person's not moving from that chair, from that bench. And so what I'm seeing here with Strength, Two of Swords, Seven of Cups, and Nine of Cups is that there is comfort. You have found a great deal of comfort in sticking to the illusion, right? The illusion, the disillusionment that you've created around a certain person or situation, you've become quite content in that, and maybe you yourself don't even realize that. So I would sit for a minute and really think, okay, well, what are the situations in my life in which I've just sort of given total, absolute trust of, totally given the benefit of the doubt to? If it's involving money, you need to check that fast. Because there might be some things happening that you're not seeing because there is this person, right? There's this ultimate trust in this Strength figure, right? They're warm, they seem loyal, they feel comfortable, it matches your energy, fire, Leo, Aries, and you respect people who have the capacity to stand within their own power, right? But, you know, I feel as though the illusions have created a certain level of comfort that you are now unwilling to move from. And yeah, you have 9 cups, great, but don't you want 10? So, you know, and again, you already have these 9 cups. So I'm not seeing this as a situation where you are so lacking or absent of abundance. It could just be that there's a detail missing, right? Reread contracts. If you have contracts, reread them. If you are stepping into new relationships, especially as we're going into Venus retrograde on May 13th, revisit the situation. Ask yourself, am I better off here Or does it make sense to get up off this bench and go and pursue the 10th cup with this other person? We have the 5 of Wands and the Ace of Swords here. So I do feel that there is a little bit, y'all don't take no shit. So I do feel that by mid-month, around when things begin to go retrograde, I think we're going to have Mercury retrograde as well. This is all going to be happening in Taurus and Gemini. And I think maybe a little bit in Cancer. I'm not sure. So I do believe towards the mid to end of the month, disputes occur. You maybe finally lift off this bandage from your face and the blindfold from your face, and you realize, oh, okay, this is a missing detail. This is what isn't sitting right with me. This is how this person, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, might have tried to bamboozle me. And with that comes five of Wands energy. Not a very heavy or serious energy of confrontation nonetheless, but not in a Tower sense, or not in a 5 of Swords or even 7 of Swords kind of way, or even a 10 of Swords kind of way. It's just a small scuffle, differences of opinion, sorting things out, and everybody here actually has the same goal, right? Is that everybody here is actually fighting for the same thing. And I think what all of these individual wands, like if you're in a work situation, this is happening at work, you're probably dealing either with a boss, right, or coworkers who you might feel a bit competitive with. Oh, Aries feeling competitive? Not at all. That you might be feeling competitive with. The thing is that you and all of these people are all carrying a lot of creativity, are all coming to the table with all these very different ideas. You each are carrying a wand, right? So you each, and each of these wands is sort of budding and seeing the fruition of whatever work you might have put into that wand on your own time. So each of y'all is coming to the table with something great to offer. It's just trying to figure out how to harmonize and get these different creative ideas, right? Think of the wands as creativity, creative ideas, creative actions to be taken. It's just a matter of figuring out how can we all get on the same page, because all 5 of these people want the same thing. And all 5 of these people, believe it or not, actually have very similar goals in mind. And it's friendly sparring. It's nothing to get, like when I see this card come up in my own personal readings, I'm just like, yeah, like a brief scuffle, like nothing to get too worried about. But there is going to be tension that comes to a head nonetheless. But you all are really good at dealing with that. And you all are really good at knowing what to say, knowing how to act, knowing what to do in those moments. And of course, following the 5 of Wands is the Ace of Swords. So through that, new communication, right? The sword that you were once unable to see. Like I said, if you were dealing with an air sign, maybe this air sign is becoming even more clear and direct with you. I got the feeling that if you were dealing with an air sign and they were trying to quietly or politely exit stage left, that they were doing so, but doing so in a way that might have still been allowed you to wear the blindfold and to make excuses or to not fully see the truth. By the end of the month, you fully see the truth of a situation. You fully see the truth of what somebody might be trying to communicate with you. And I'm not saying that this could be that this person's trying to break up with you, or this air energy, this other energy could be trying to break up with you, but more so, they are getting very clear with you about what their needs might be, about how they're feeling in the relationship, what's coming up for them. Because remember, retrogrades hit all of us in different ways, but nonetheless, we're all touched by them. And if this Ace of Swords is involving this strength person in terms of a work situation, I feel like this necessary brief tug of war actually creates new ideas and great new ways of communicating. So let's see, for the end of the month, any final words or messages for Aries for May 2020? Yeah, the Fool. So whatever this is, I really feel like it clears up. And for most people, when this card comes out, the Fool, you actually have to do the work to dig deep and tap into this energy. I feel like this sort of happens to you and falls into your lap. And there isn't so much struggle of trying to figure out how to get to this energy. I feel like new opportunities, right? If this is somebody breaking up with you, or a job, a person at work, or a person in your life, a mentor figure, somebody who you've admired, who you then sort of realize like, oh, like we are actually like, right? The other thing is that all 5 of these people are also on the same level, right? That's the reason why they're sparring, is that they're all on the same level, essentially, right? And so you realize, oh, like this person who I might have put on this pedestal is actually right here with me on the same level. That's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a thing to realize, right? That sometimes we idolize people and we realize that like either they're not that much different than us, or vice versa. Or maybe we've done more, or, you know, we ask ourselves, why did I put this person on this pedestal? I don't know. Maybe I should stop. And so I feel like freedom for you. If a relationship moves on, if you let go of a mentor, if you let go of a work situation, or if a work situation resolves itself through this necessary sort of mini argument, and the Ace of Swords energy coming right after, the Fool is the only thing that's left. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. So I feel like a lot of this also might have happened around the Scorpio full moon, which is happening now. So interesting that I'm doing this reading right now. And yeah, so I would just say, whatever it is that's bothering you, whatever it is that you feel like you can't clearly see right now, it clears up. It clears up, of course, first with a necessary tug of war and new beginnings, new spark, a new chapter awaits you as we enter into Gemini season. All right, Aries, that is your reading. And I will see you for Gemini season in June. All right.